Hello and welcome to my first video tutorial for Amnesia: The Dark Descent. In these video tutorials I will try to explain how to create custom stories, including how to set them up and how to create levels, along with making specific behaviors in those levels using scripting. So let's get started. The first thing to do is find your Amnesia: The Dark Descent game folder. If you have the Steam version, the default location is C, OneDrive C, Steam, C drive, and then program files, and then Steam, Steam apps, common, and then Amnesia: The Dark Descent. If you have the retail version, it'll be on the C drive, program files, and then Amnesia: The Dark Descent. And also, if you have the retail version, you will have a folder called redist where all your game files will be. For the Steam version, the game files will be in the Amnesia: The Dark Descent folder. But go into the redist and then go into the folder called custom_stories, and this is for either version. Don't mind all the copies I've got, these are simply backups of my own custom stories. So go into custom stories. As you can see, I've got a few stories already, and these two are stories created by other people, and these two are some stories I've created myself, this one being a serious story. Anyway, let's create our own custom story. So right click the folder, select new folder, and I'm gonna call this story example story. So call it example story in a single word. I advise you to not use spaces in file and folder names, simply because it looks a lot better and you'll get a much better overview of your files if you use a consistent naming convention. So go into that folder and then right click, select new text document, because now we have to create a configuration file that tells the game the name of the custom story and also the starting map and who made it, etc. So type custom_story_settings and then .cfg, and you probably can't see this, but if you look at you can. If you look at the bottom, it says text document, and that's because by default Windows hides the extensions. So in fact, this file is currently called custom_story_settings.cfg.txt, but we want it to be just .cfg. So to fix this, we have to go to the Tools menu, and if you are on Vista or 7, you press Alt to get the menu, then select Tools, Folder Options, then go to View, and then scroll down until you find the Hide Extensions for Known File Types and untick it. Then press OK. And now you can see the cfg.txt, and we want to remove the .txt. Then press Enter, and then it'll ask if you really want to change the extension, and just click Yes. So now we can see that it's a CFG file, which is what we want. So right click it and select Open, and then select a program from a list of installed programs and click OK, because we want to open it with Notepad or any other text editor. I normally use Notepad++, but for this tutorial I'm going to use Notepad, and I'm gonna untick this because I don't want it to use Notepad every time. So anyway, click OK and it should open Notepad. Okay, so the configuration file uses XML layout, kind of style format, XML format, and it uses one element called main, and this element has additional attributes to describe the custom story. So we'll start by creating the main element, and then space, and then a slash, and this if you're used to HTML, you know that you can do, like in HTML you can do this, and then you have to put an ending tag too. But if you don't have an element where you need to put something between, you can simply make it like so you don't need an end tag, because the elements we're going to use do not have I don't know what it's called. I'm not an expert on XML, but this is just an element that has some attributes. So the first attribute we're going to put is name. We're going to type name equals and then the name of the story, and we want this to be called our example story, and make sure that you put it that you put the text within quotes. And then the next is author. It doesn't have to be in this order, you can put it in any order. Just make sure that you name it correctly, so name and author, and not, just make sure you've got the spelling right, because else it won't find the tag or the attribute. We're going to type, in this example I'm just going to use my own nick. And to make this a little more readable, we're going to, instead of spaces here, we're going to use new lines, because it's going to be a lot more readable. And I'll move this to the last line, so this is a lot better, right? Then we're going to specify a maps folder, which tells the game in what folder the maps are saved. Maps slash and then we have start map, which is which tells the game which map to load when the player selects start new game in your custom story in the main menu. So we're going to type 00 example 1.map. You can call your maps anything, but the original game names the maps by a number and then a name. So the first map would be 00 underscore and then a name, and the second would be 01 underscore a name, and so on. Let's remove the 1 and just call it example. New line, and then start position, just start at POS equals player start area underscore 1. It's very important that you call it exactly this, unless you rename the spawn point in the map, but we'll come to that. But the default name of the first spawn point you place is called player start area. Now we just need to save this, so file, save, and then close it. And I'm going to continue in the next video because I'm running out of time.